Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Yara Rose Healing. I am so excited to have you here today. I wasn't sure what message you needed to hear today, but I felt inspired to come on here and just share some love. So I asked Spirit what message those of you that were going to be listening to my video needed to hear at this time. Whatever time that is that you're finding this video, this is the right time to listen. So the very first message that Spirit had me draw for you was about adaptability and wit. And it's the Fox message that says, "Today requires adaptability. Change is inevitable, but those who can adjust quickly will find opportunities in the chaos. Stay calm, respond flexibly, and use your cleverness to find the best solution." And I will be completely honest, as I was drawing, it was very interesting because Spirit, I've never done this spread before, but Spirit kind of like mapped it out in my third eye. And it feels to me like there are two different energies in this collective reading where all of the fox applies to all of you, but then there's the split here where some of you are going to resonate a little bit more with this side and some of you are going to resonate a little bit more of this side. And it could even be that you're feeling maybe two energies within yourself that are conflicting. But I did want to put that out there that I feel like there are, I feel like I can feel it's almost like there's a shifting back and forth of feeling this way, but then feeling this way. And I'm not sure if that's the collective in general, where some of you are feeling this way, or maybe it's actually that you within yourself are ovulating back and forth between these two. So I will continue reading them. I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up that that's how I'm feeling it. That's how I'm interpreting it. So from the adaptability and using your wit and being flexible and open to change, we have the emotion sorrow and the emotion anger. The sorrow is about healing and release. It says, sorrow is part of our emotions and also the beginning of healing. Allow yourself to feel and express sorrow. By releasing these emotions, you open up the healing power within. Let go of the burden and give your heart the time it needs to heal. And then I wanted to draw one of these sacred woundings archetypes for each emotion to see, to kind of clarify what's underneath the sorrow. Like, what is the actual deeper wound that is causing the sorrow to rise up to the surface of you, and how and your feelings and why. And so the wound for the sorrow is the wound of the survival mask, which says it's about a persona built to stay alive. This wound arises when you shape yourself around safety rather than truth. You become who you need to be to avoid harm, rejection, or chaos. It can leave you feeling distant from your authentic self, unsure where the mask ends and you begin. And just reading it makes me feel sad, right? Like, if you don't even know who you are anymore because you put on this persona in order to be accepted, then you haven't been authentic, you haven't been acting authentic, and you do get lost. Like, who am I? Am I who I'm projecting to everyone else? Or is there something below me? And I could see how this wounding could cause you to feel sorrow because you're just not even sure what's right anymore. And it just makes me sad. Like, I really do. I feel for that because it's hard not being authentic. It's hard not being your honest self. And it's even more hard to not even know who that is because you're so, I don't want to say stuck. You're so used to playing a part that you forget that there's something beneath that. You forget that you're even having the mask on anymore because you just think that that's who you are because that's who you've been for so long and how you've behaved for so long. So that's this energy that I'm feeling over here. And then the energy over here is about anger. It's about expression and releasing. And the anger card says, anger is a powerful emotion that calls for expression and release. Don't suppress your anger. face it head on, express it in healthy ways, and let it become the driving force for transformation and progress, not a roadblock. The wounding underneath the feeling of anger is the wound of the silenced pulse. This wounding card says, emotional truth is buried in logic. This wound arises when feelings are dismissed, minimized, or intellectualized to stay in control. You learn to prioritize reason over emotion, clarity over vulnerability. It can leave you disconnected from the heart, uncertain how to express what you feel, and longing to be fully known beyond what you can explain. And I think it's really interesting because to me, when I feel anger, it's very volatile. It's very in your face. It's really hard to get beneath the surface of anger because anger is one of the very few emotions that are regularly expressed in society. But what's interesting to me is usually when I'm like journaling about something, like, I'll journal about such and such situation just happened to me and I'm so angry about it. And then I start going, but why did this trigger me in this way? Why am I really that angry? Is it because of what that person did? Or is there something underneath that? Emotions that are deeper than the anger. And then the anger is just what's being expressed because I wasn't paying attention to those emotions. So then they turned into this anger. Like what's beneath the surface. And that's kind of what this one is making me feel like. It's like there's something even deeper than the anger. The anger is like the upper level emotion, but there's something even below that, which is very interesting now that I say that, because underneath the emotions, Spirit had me draw this ocean card. And the ocean card says, the depth of the ocean calls to your inner intuition. Listen to your inner voice, explore the depths of your subconscious. Uncover hidden emotions and answers through quiet moments, gaining clearer insight into yourself. So I thought that was really interesting because it's kind of like in the world today, you may be feeling like there's just chaos everywhere you look. And I don't know about you, but even like AI now, if I go on a social media platform, I don't know what to trust anymore because there are just so many fake news, fake videos, people trying to get you to click on their stuff. So they put all this stuff out there that's like, honestly, it's just noise and it's kind of junk. And I've found it very difficult to figure out what's real anymore and what's not. And I know that like there are some cues, obviously, that the video is fake or the news is fake, but it's making discernment for me of higher priority because I need to know what's real and what's not. I have found personally that maybe stepping away from social media platforms and like in general, like I still go for the readers that I listen to or the ones that I have found to resonate with me strongly. I'll still go and listen to those. But just generally scrolling and doing all that stuff, I've been trying to take a little break from just because I personally just feel like it was getting unhealthy for me, all of the confusion, all of the chaos out there. And I just needed to do some more hermit mode, like draw back and focus on what's real. Focus on being with my family, focus on enjoying the sun when it's out, like today. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful day outside. Just being in nature, reconnecting with the people in my community and my area and who I really am, and not so much all the chaos out there that people are putting out there. But anyways, so I thought it was interesting how it went from that adaptability and that like being aware and being open to shifting and seeing what works best for you into these, I don't want to say they're like polarizing emotions because they're not, because they actually technically could all be related to feeling lost, I mean, both of them really are feeling unheard at the very authentic level, unacknowledged. They're both feeling unappreciated for who you truly are as a being, regardless of what you do, how you act, how you feel. So Very interesting how that's coming through in the reading here for you today. And then the ocean card talking about going deeper and trusting your intuition and honestly sitting with how am I feeling and why am I feeling this way? And what are these feelings, these emotions, what are they telling me? And what do I feel is the right move for me to go forward? And once you get through all of these, Spirit gave me one more card they wanted me to share with you, and it's about courage. It's about action and breakthrough. And it says, courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to take action despite it. Now be brave enough to do what you've been hesitant about. Take the first step, break through self imposed limits, and discover endless possibilities. So, y'all, I feel like this is a blueprint for wherever you are in the world, whatever you're feeling. Obviously, there are emotions that you have about your current situation, and it's time to examine those emotions. It's time to really dig deep. Why am I feeling this way? What is causing me to feel this way? And is what do I need to do to work through, release? Both of these cards say and release. So you can't release an emotion until you fully feel it, find out what it's trying to tell you, and then move through it. Suppressing it's not going to get you there. Repressing it's not going to get you there. Distracting yourself by, watching TV, doing other mindless things like scrolling social media. Ironically, we just talked about that. Those are not going to get you to where you want to be. I know that this can be so difficult to sit with strong emotions and really examine why they're coming up for you, what they're meaning, what are they trying to tell you? Is there a person in your life that you really need to have a conversation with about something that happened in your life, or maybe where your relationship's going and you're scared because you just don't know, right? I've been there. I've been in a spot where it's like, this doesn't feel like it's where I want to be, but yet this is what I'm comfortable with. I've been here before, we've all been here before, where you get into that relationship with someone and you're just like, this is no longer serving me. It's comfortable. I'm used to it. I know what to expect. But is it truly making me happy anymore? No. Are we fighting more about things that never used to bother us before? Yes. Are we withdrawing from each other? Are we pulling apart? Like, is this really working for us? No, but it's comfortable. So it's hard to sit with those emotions and be like, okay, we really need to talk about this. We really need to see like how we can either fix this, or maybe we have just grown so far apart that it's just time for us to go our separate ways. And that's hard. Y'all, that is so hard. I understand that. But you know what's harder? Staying in a situation that no longer empowers you, no longer inspires you, no longer fills your cup up. Because you know what? That starts draining your cup and draining your cup and draining your cup. And pretty soon you are so tired and worn out and you just don't know what to do anymore. And it's just super painful. So, as painful as examining these is and following through with what they're telling you, it will be worth it in the end. Like, that's like a worthwhile pain. But sitting in a relationship, or you could be, and this is just an example, right? Like, it doesn't have to be a relationship. Maybe it's a job that you've outgrown. Maybe it's a house that you've outgrown. Maybe it's a region of the world that you just don't fit in anymore. There's so many different ways that this whole subject could be applicable. I was just giving you an example that came to my mind. Because all of them, it doesn't matter which one it is, it's all going to be uncomfortable because it's going to require you to change. But didn't this just talk about adaptability and that change is inevitable? So why not be in the driver's seat and be in control of where that change is heading versus staying in a situation that's comfortable, which eventually this is going to get worse and worse. So it's going to be actually uncomfortableness in the comfort that you're used to. So it's still going to be a pain. So that, like, that's where it's like, it's still, regardless of what you do, things are changing. But staying in this and not acknowledging it, pretending it's not there, suppressing it, that's going to be very painful, and it's not going to get you the desired results. But it is change. They're all change. Um, Man, this is unexpected. Like, I really didn't know that this was going to be where we were going today, but I feel you, y'all. I really do. I can only speak from my own personal experience in telling you that it's worth it. Internal work, reflection work, it's so worth it. It's natural. It's just so healthy for you to like work through these and no longer deny them, because they're not going to go away if you don't release them in some healthy way. You could potentially release them in an unhealthy way, or you could suppress them where they're going to be causing you physical ailments later on. It's just not good to hang on to that. Okay, so please, you have to watch this video 100 times. Know that I'm with you and that you can do this. I promise you, you can do this. And yes, it may be uglier for a little while you're going through the thick of it. But out the other side is this beautiful, beautiful new dawn, new opportunities, new potential. It's your breakthrough. It's so worth it. You guys, it really is. Gonna do my How to Love Yourself deck, last card message from Spirit today. All right, this is a big energy, y'all. So Spirit, what can they tell themselves while they're navigating through these? Oh, perfect. My day begins and ends with self-love and appreciation. I wake up in the morning loving myself, praising myself, and telling myself I love being me. All right, I'm gonna say that again. My day begins and ends with self-love and appreciation. I wake up in the morning loving myself, praising myself, and telling myself I love being me. Regardless of which way you're leaning, or if you're leaning towards all of it, if it's all a mingle, self-love is going to get you through this. Even if you decide that you're not dealing with this is not worth it to you, you're too busy, you're too, all of the stuff that's going on, you just cannot do it. Self-love is imperative. Okay? Because, well, first, it's going to at some point tell you that you deserve better than this. You deserve better than pretending to be someone that you're not and silencing who you really are and how you truly feel about things. It's going to give you the courage to move forward once you know what those steps are. And I love being me. That is so cool. And if you're loving yourself and you're praising yourself and you're telling yourself that every day, you are going to start thriving, because you're going to start making choices that are more in alignment with your higher self, with you, because you're treating yourself better. What we say to ourselves matters so much. When I drew this card, I had this thing pop up, and I feel like I should share it with you. A couple years ago, I was going through a very difficult time. I was kind of in this situation where it was just kind of like, this is no longer serving me. I need to figure out what I'm going to do to enhance my situation, what I'm going to do to make myself feel better, put myself in a better position. You know, it required a couple of difficult talks and conversations, and it required some changes. And it was hard. It was very hard. So I had to do things each day during the hard days to help me keep getting up in the morning. And not only getting up, but getting up with a positive mindset that even though it's difficult, even though it's scary, even though I don't know what's going to happen, I know that this is the best path for me to walk, and I'm not alone in walking that because Spirit's with me. So, things that I was implementing around those times were in the morning, if it was possible, I would get up and I would go outside and I would welcome the day. That was amazing for me because when I can tune into the world and I can tune into the dawn of a day, I feel the unlimited potential that is packed full of each and every single day. I can ground myself in the earth and I can speak to spirit in a way that is so clear, and sometimes gets lost in the mayhem of everyday experience. And then I would put music on that makes that like help me shift into that higher vibration energy. So it doesn't matter what it is. It's just if you have certain songs that usually make you feel happy and joyous and excited and ready to take on and embark on a new adventure, play those. Play the music that's going to make you feel alive and ready for a new day and for a new adventure. And you know, music is amazing anyways. Like even if you're not quite there yet, even if you are feeling really dark, like there are different type of songs out there that can help you get from a lower vibration to a higher vibration. And sometimes you have to do it incrementally. Sometimes you have to find a song that's around this one, but you know, a little bit helps you go a little bit up to here, and then another one that's around here that helps you get up to here. And like you just like you can literally use music to help you raise your vibration. And why wouldn't you want to do that? If that helps you to feel better, why not? And then, you know, you can exercise, you can meditate, you can just take baths, like whatever you can do to help yourself feel better while you're going through all of these changes, do it because you love yourself enough, because you're worth it. Every single one of you are worth it. Okay? I love you guys so much. I really hope that this message helps you today. And thank you again for tuning in. I can't wait to speak with you guys again soon. Power through. You got this. I love you. Let's do this. Let's build a better world together for each of us.